Her parents starved her so she could be their little girl forever. Now, I want you to look at this girl and I want you to comment how old you think she is, okay? Here's another photo of her. Comment and then I'll tell you how old she was. She was 16 in this photo and she weighed 60 pounds. Officials warned them that she could pass from this, and her dad dismissed it, saying that they were crazy. But, like, that actually is the reason. Like, they wanted her to stay their little girl forever. Like, ew, what? And that's why they put her on this crazy diet. They had a rich family, they lived in Australia. Also, her face is covered and the parents' names are not out to help protect her identity. Started their investigation after her ballet teachers tipped them off, and that really shows what like a good teacher or mentor or just adult in your life can do for you. Just how amazing some role models or educators really are. But CPS got involved. They have been charged and sentenced. They're hiding their faces here, as they should. Who does this to a child? Like, good for them for realizing something was wrong and doing something about it. Because I feel like a lot of the times people are like, oh, like, it's not my kid. The parents can handle it. I hope they rot. And I'm ready to know who they are. I'm ready. This is gonna ruin her for the rest of her life, but I'm glad she's now in a place where she is safe and she is able to begin her recovery, but it's gonna suck and it's gonna be so hard and she's gonna struggle with this forever, all because of these two monsters. Come over here for more.
Hope I don't ruin your relaxation, but this is a dust mite. It lives on your bed. Everybody's bed. Your bed can contain up to 100,000 to 10 million dust mites. They survive by crawling around your bed and eating your dead skin. So I guess they help you clean your bed. You can't kill all of them, but if you want to keep them at a low count, all you gotta do is vacuum your bed. Like this video if you want more facts, and continue peacefully laying down, relaxing.
This pedophile hunter was shot and killed, bringing a tragic end to his heroic hunt. This is Robert Wayne Lee II, otherwise known as Bupak Shakur. Before his death, Robert was an infamous online personality who frequently posed as a 15-year-old girl to lure in pedophiles. He would then expose these pedophiles, blast their names and information out, and he was really working to show the community that he lived in just how these people operate, how many of them are out there, and how dangerous they can be. Well, on September 29th, 2023, the unthinkable happened. At around 10:23 p.m. that evening, Robert walked into a restaurant called the Universal Coney Island in Pontiac, Michigan. It's unknown exactly to this day why Robert was in there, but according to security camera footage, when Robert walked inside, there was already an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old waiting to meet him. Now, at one point, security camera shows Robert actually approach these two in the booth that they were in and start confronting them. And at around the same time, the 16-year-old that was seated in that area pulled out a semi-automatic handgun, right after his friend pulled out a knife, and the 16-year-old then opened fire, killing Robert. The 16 and 18-year-old then fled the scene, leaving Robert to die. Now, after Robert, or Bupak, was killed, his loss was felt all over social media, and people even went to the restaurant where the shooting occurred and left tributes and memorials to him. Definitely sad to see someone's story end like this, especially when you consider all the good that they put out into the world and their time and effort spent hunting down these vile individuals. It's still unknown exactly why the shooting happened, if it was connected to one of his stings or not, but R.I.P. Bupak Shakur. If you want to hear more true crime stories, listen to the podcast Murder in America that I co-host with my wife Courtney. It's available on all streaming platforms.
Celebrity extreme plastic surgery. Lin May before. After. Igor Bogdanov before. After. Jocelyn Waldenstein before. After. Courtney Cox before. After. After. Joan Van Ark before. After. Michaela Romanini before. After.
Imagine going to a family Christmas dinner and almost everyone dies from poisoning. This woman tried to kill her husband's entire family by giving them a cake she baked that was laced with arsenic. 3 family members passed away, 3 others were hospitalized, and this woman who poisoned everyone ended up taking her own life in jail. This all happened on December 23rd when 42-year-old Diaz Mora baked a cake and invited her husband's entire family over. That evening, they began cutting the cake that they would normally eat on Christmas Eve, and almost everyone complained about the taste and that it tasted a little weird. But they still ate a significant amount of cake, and almost everyone felt sick right away, and 3 people died right then and there. Investigators tested all the ingredients in the house and found that the flour used in the cake was laced with arsenic. But what's absolutely crazy is that a couple of months earlier, Diaz's father-in-law also suddenly died, and they exhumed his body and found high levels of poison. So they think that she also took his life. Now, you guys are probably wondering, well, what was the motive? Why did she do this? At first, the family didn't understand what caused her to commit this crime, but then they thought about it and they remembered a disagreement they had 20 years ago. 20 years ago, and they believe that she might have not got over this disagreement, and that's why she tried to unalive everyone. But things don't even end there, because while Diaz sat in prison, her husband told her that he wanted a divorce, and a day later, she took her own life.
Haunted dolls from around the world. America. Annabelle. Japan. Okiku. Singapore. The Barbie doll on the girls' shrine. Australia. Letter. Brazil. Fafa. Canada. Mandy the doll. Italy. Tuba the doll. Ghost from different countries. Japan. Kachasek Ona. Spain. Santa Campana. Thailand. May Nak. United Kingdom. Bloody Mary. Nepal. Yeti. Pakistan. Pichilpiri. America. Bell Witch. Mexico. La Llorona. India. Pishacha.
Animals that I have a hard time believing actually exist. I don't know if anyone's checking. Number 1, hummingbirds. That shit doesn't make any sense to me at all. So you're telling me that there's a bird, right? And it's way smaller than a normal bird, okay? And not only does it not have a beak and instead has a mosquito-like proboscis with a freaky little tongue darting in and out of it, but it flies crazy fast. It beats its wings like 80 times per second. It sounds like a giant bee heading towards you, and also it can fly. It's the only bird that can fly backwards. That is a insect, dummies. That's not a bird. And if you want to put up a bird feeder for them, you don't use seeds, you use sugar water. That's a bug. Oh my god, you fucking scientists are so stupid. That's a fucking bug. Number 2, narwhals. The fact that we all learned about these things in middle school and said, yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. You're telling me a unicorn, a horse with a horn, that's fucking fairy tale magic. But a whale with a 2-foot horn coming out of its head, that's scientifically sound, that's canon. Yeah, okay. How about you go fuck yourself? Electric eels, I've said it before, but I've said it again, that's a Pokemon. You know, no animal should have the power of Thor. And then finally, we have reindeer. I just forget that reindeer actually exist. I just thought they were like Santa's things. I didn't think they were real. And like, why do they have their own name? They look just like deer. Like, what's the difference between a reindeer and a deer? I'm actually gonna Google that right now. Oh, okay. They're just like, they're just in different places. That's the difference between them. And the reindeer can fly for the kids at home.
I'm gonna ruin your childhood, part 83. In case you don't know who Dan Schneider is, he was a TV show producer who was responsible for popular shows such as iCarly, Zoe 101, Victorious, and Drake and Josh, to name a few. But he is mostly known for being a creep, and here's just one example. Miranda was celebrating her 18th birthday on set, and here you can see she tries to avoid Dan by stepping back. Pay attention to how he holds her and hugs her. You can clearly see how uncomfortable Miranda looks. Here he looks down at her and she slowly starts to step away from him.
People who died in a scariest way. Suzanne Hart. A woman was stepping into an elevator in New York when it suddenly shot up while the doors were still open. She was crushed and partially decapitated in front of co-workers. Colin Scott. In Yellowstone, Colin Scott accidentally fell into a boiling acidic hot spring while looking for a spot to bathe. His body was completely dissolved overnight. David Grundman. David Grundman shot a massive 26-foot cactus for fun, but the spiny giant fell right on him, impaling and crushing him to death. Jeff Bush. Jeff Bush was sleeping in his Florida home when a massive sinkhole suddenly opened under his bedroom. The ground swallowed him whole. His body was never found. He vanished in seconds, like the earth just ate him alive.
Haunted dolls from around the world. America. Annabelle. Japan. Okiku. Singapore. The Barbie doll on the girls' shrine. Australia. Letter. Brazil. Farfar. Canada. Mandy the doll. Italy. Tuba the doll.
This story will absolutely blow your mind. There was a 24-year-old girl named Jade who kept having the same reoccurring dream every single night. In the dream, she would be murdered by the same man. She didn't know the man or recognize him, and had no idea why she was dreaming about being murdered by this man. She tried to ignore the dream, but every time she fell asleep, she would be murdered by this man. One night, Jade didn't want to sleep and decided to go on a blind date. The date was at this very fancy restaurant, and she was extremely excited. She got dressed, did her hair and makeup, and headed over to the restaurant. When she finally got there, her date hadn't shown up yet, so she ordered some wine and waited. After a couple of minutes, her date arrived. He was a handsome, tall, and polite young man, but something was just off. Jade felt like she knew him, but she couldn't put her finger on it. Then suddenly, her stomach dropped when she realized that it was the man who kept killing her in her dreams every night. Jade then suddenly tried to leave the table, but the man grabbed her arm and said, "Where are you going so soon? The night is only beginning."
These signs should never be ignored when visiting a cemetery. First, never greet the dead with the word hello. That word is meant for the living. The dead cannot answer, and spirits may take offense and start seeking revenge. Second, never eat anything that has grown on cemetery soil. It belongs to the dead, and if you take it, spirits may come to you in dreams or visions, demanding what's theirs. Third, never go to the cemetery with your hair down. Loose hair is believed to attract entities that can attach themselves to it and slowly drain your life energy. Fourth, never walk straight home after visiting a cemetery. You must stop somewhere first, a store, a cafe, anywhere, to leave the energy of death behind. Fifth, never raise or move crosses in the cemetery, and never call upon someone else's sorrow. Doing so invites darkness into your life. Sixth, never leave your personal belongings behind. If you do, they'll belong to the dead now, and they'll take a piece of your soul with them. Seventh, never clean someone else's grave. You're entering a space where you are not welcome. And finally, Never visit the cemetery on the birthday of the deceased. It's believed that on that day, the dead demand a gift, and they may take a living soul instead. Tell me, did you know about these rules? Write it in the comments. I read every single one. And subscribe to me so you don't miss the next creepy story.
Scary facts you wish you never knew. Don't try to look at yourself in the mirror at the middle of the night because from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. your reflection isn't actually you.
This little girl been through hell. Her mom and dad decided to give her to the orphanage because her dad wanted the divorce and her mom is addict. So she started living in this orphanage. And owner of the orphanage started to post this girl's pictures online. First, they are just cute pictures. Then they changed. They started to post some disturbing pictures and videos of this girl, like scars on her body without clothes. So people started to notice this and they started to investigate this and they found out what is happening. So every time they post a photo or video of this girl, she is with a random grown man. So what they actually doing is human trafficking. So the first video you saw is after she came from a random stranger's house. So a lot of people wanted to adopt this baby, but owner of the orphanage refused to do so because she is the main income of this orphanage. So people started to fighting for this kid, and you can clearly see 1,000-yard stares from her eyes. And if you look carefully, you can see scars on her body. So finally, her own mom adopted her again. But I don't know if it is a safe place for this kid. But she escaped from that horror in the orphanage. If you like this video, make sure to follow me.
Scariest moments caught on camera PT.22.
Yeah. What you threatening me? What you? Yeah. What you threatening me? What you? Yeah. What you threatening me? What you?
True crime cases that spooked me up. The Farmville murders. The Poppy sisters. The Scream murder.
She brought her deceased relative to the bank to apply for a loan. In April 2024 in Rio de Janeiro, a 42-year-old woman named Erica Nunes brought her 68-year-old deceased relative, Paula, in a wheelchair to the bank to apply for a $3,000 loan. The woman appeared relatively calm, claiming to be helping her relative, and did not arouse the suspicions of the bank employees. Until the moment it came to signing the agreement, the employee noticed that the man in the wheelchair was not moving. His behavior aroused suspicion. Erica attempted to pick up a pen and help her deceased relative sign the papers, pretending everything was fine. However, her actions only heightened anxiety. Surveillance cameras captured the entire incident. The bank employee, concerned about the client's condition, called an ambulance. Paramedics arrived at the scene and determined that Paulo had already passed away 2 hours before their visit to the bank. Upon hearing all this, Erica claimed she hadn't known about his death and simply wanted to help. She is under investigation for fraud.
These two parents in California chained their 13 children inside their own home for years, starving them in secret until a 17-year-old escaped. Their names were Tommy Harrington, 57 years old, and Gwen Harrington, 49. To neighbors, they looked like loving parents, but inside their Paris home was a nightmare. 13 siblings ages 5 to 29 were locked away. Many were shackled to their beds. They were denied food, denied sunlight, forced to live in filth. Some were so starved, police thought grown adults were children. In January 2018, everything changed. A 17-year-old son climbed out of a window, found a discarded phone, snapped photos as proof, and called 911. His voice shook as he told police, "My parents are abusing us." When officers entered the house, they froze. Children chained to beds, the stench of human waste, starving faces staring back. The siblings had been hidden for years. They had never been to school, never seen a doctor, never known freedom. Tommy and Gwen Harrington were arrested immediately. In court, their children described lives of captivity and torment. In 2019, both parents were sentenced to life in prison. The case shocked the globe. The world called it a house of horrors, and one haunting question remained.
Hi.
Hi, yeah, she's in bed now.
I mean, she could probably get charged with child porn.
Who, she can? She's 11 years old.
She's creating it, right?
She's 11 years old.
Doesn't matter. She's still making porn.
No, she's not. She's being manipulated by a grown adult on the
Is she
internet.
taking pictures now?
You guys have a nice evening.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
The craziest coincidences in history. On December 5th, 1664, a ship sank off the coast of Wales, UK. All 81 passengers on the ship lost their lives in the wreck, except for one survivor. His name was Hugh Williams. Then on December 5th, 1785, another ship sank in the same location. Everyone perished except for one man, once again named Hugh Williams. In 1820, yet another ship met the same fate in that very spot. Only one survivor emerged, and his name was, as you might have guessed, Hugh Williams. But the final part of this story will blow your mind. Another shipwreck occurred in that same area in 1889. Some sources reported that this final disaster took place on the 5th of December that year. However, the truth is that this shipwreck actually occurred on August 19, 1889. They likely reported December 5 to make this coincidence sound even scarier, but it is already terrifying enough as it is. That is because on August 19, 1889, a coal barge sank in that same location. But this time, there were two survivors. And if you are thinking one of them was named Hugh Williams, you are mistaken, because both of them were named Hugh Williams. Sophomore?
There was a lot of nature. I felt like I couldn't be a kid because you have to wrap your head and like cover your everything. You can't show your shoulders. It was a huge part of my life for sure. And then we moved out and I ditched it completely.
So what are you excited to see in there today?
Memories, so the bunny outfit is from a photo of when I was a baby. My parents just, I guess, liked dressing me up a lot. So they dressed me up as a bunny, and there's a photo of that just like on a random day.
And just different themes from childhood. It was very inspired by, you know, just like, I guess, either my own and other stories of different people's childhoods kind of blend together to create this full project of this, you know.
Things kidnappers look for. Short people. Short nails. Long hair. Baggy clothes. Distracted on the phone. Good looking.